So now we know, like, on one hand, that the FTC has indeed decided to sue to block the Microsoft and Activision deal, which I believe is going to get like torn through like tissue paper. It's not even going to be funny how fast they do, and it's really funny for the reasoning behind it, which I thought was sort of an interesting thing, and Microsoft has already responded to it, and this is going to be some interesting stuff over the next, I think, couple of weeks for this to happen. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens in the long run. But again, I find it to be a very interesting situation, and certainly one of the weirder outcomes, especially since the FTC probably doesn't want to get totally embarrassed, yet this is setting themselves up for not only getting embarrassed but also their future-wise kind of just getting absolutely destroyed and humiliated. Like, it's going to be a black mark for the FTC. It's going to be a black mark for this entire thing. But hey, I want to get into it. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. Please leave a like on the video. I'm looking to get 100 likes on it. I'm looking to do that on all my videos. It's a very small goal indeed, but one that is very much something that I'm still shooting for. So we have this where it has actually come out and Microsoft has responded. I'm going to get into the announcement first of all with the FTC. An official statement made by the FTC alleges that the deal would not only give Microsoft an upper hand in the console market, but also in other areas such as subscription gaming and cloud gaming. And it claims that the almost $70 billion deal, Microsoft's largest ever and the largest ever in the video game industry, would enable Microsoft to suppress competitors to Xbox gaming consoles and its rapidly growing subscription content and cloud gaming business. And according to FTC, the complaint cites previous examples of Microsoft acquiring other valuable gaming content and using it to suppress the competition from rivals, pointing out the acquisition of ZeniMax, parent company of Bethesda, as an example. The FTC statement claims Microsoft decided to make several of Bethesda's titles, including Starfield and Redfall, Microsoft exclusive, despite assurances that it had given the European antitrust authorities that it had no incentive to withhold gains from rival consoles. Although, I will point out that we have never heard that before. Microsoft was always upfront that they would have some exclusives and that they wouldn't take things off the storefront. Never did they say everything would always be multi-plat. They've never said that. So the FTC issues administrative complaints like this when it has reason to believe the law is being violated and that legal proceedings would be in the public interest. The allegations will now be tried in a formal hearing before an administrative law judge. Hallie Vadova, director of the FTC's Bureau of Competition, stated that Microsoft has already shown that it can and will withhold content from its gaming rivals. Today, we seek to stop Microsoft from gaining control over a leading independent game studio and using it to harm competition in multi-dynamic and fast-growing gaming markets. Now, in recent weeks, Xbox has been emphasizing its commitment to keeping Call of Duty arguably the main game affecting the issue on PlayStation platforms. And earlier this week, Microsoft President Brad Smith provided more details in a Wall Street Journal interview, talking about keeping the franchise on PlayStation for at least a decade. A vital part of the Activision Blizzard Call of Duty revenue comes from PlayStation game sales. Given the popularity of gameplay and crossplay, it would be disastrous to the Call of Duty franchise, and Xbox itself alienated millions of gamers. That's why we've offered Sony a 10-year contract to make the new Call of Duty release available on PlayStation the same day it comes to Xbox. They also committed to releasing it on Steam as well as Nintendo. This was followed in a timely support by Valve co-founder and CEO Gabe Newell, who stated that a long-term offer to keep the series on Steam wasn't needed, as Xbox always follows through with its promises. So Phil Spencer also claimed this week that Sony is showing little willingness to come to the table to really kind of get into any of this. Now, Microsoft says that it's ready for a court battle after the FTC sues to block it. Now, the U.S. regulator said it was attempting to block the $68.7 billion deal because it believed it would enable Microsoft to suppress competitors to its Xbox consoles and its subscription content cloud gaming business. In the official response, Microsoft President Brad Smith said that the company was confident in its case and they would hope to prove that the deal was not anti-competitive. He said, and I quote, "We continue to believe that this deal will expand competition and create more opportunities for gamers and game developers. We've been committed since day one to addressing competition concerns, including by offering, earlier this week, proposed concessions to the FTC." While we believed in giving peace a chance, we have complete confidence in our case and welcome the opportunity to present our case in court. Smith's sentiments were echoed by Activision CEO Bobby Kotick, who expressed the FTC decision to file a lawsuit in a letter sent to employees on Thursday. "This sounds alarming, so I want to reinforce my confidence that the deal will close. The allegation that this deal is anti-competitive doesn't align with the facts, and we believe we'll win this challenge. Thanks to the hard work by all of you every day, we're on a strong path, bringing epic joy to players around the world with what I believe are the greatest games in the industry. At the same time, the competitive landscape is shifting, and simply put, a combined Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard King would be good for players, good for employees, good for competition, and good for the industry." Now, in a bid to gain approval for its proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard early in the week, Microsoft said it offered the 10-year deal. However, it wasn't enough to address the concerns held by the FTC, which claimed Microsoft has a track record of acquiring valuable gaming content like Starfield and Redfall and making them Xbox exclusives, despite assurances it had given the European antitrust authorities that it had no incentive to withhold games from rival consoles. The FTC claimed with control over Activision blockbuster franchises that Microsoft would have both the means and motive to harm competition by manipulating Activision's pricing, degrading Activision's game quality or playing experience on rival consoles, even though they've said they wouldn't, changing the terms. This thing is going to get torn apart in the court. This is just kind of interesting to me that they've actually went this way, because it's quite clearly the complete opposite of what Microsoft would intend and what Microsoft would want to do. And not only that, but it's just almost like Sony is allowed to do whatever they want. I mean, there was never a question asked about, and Sony has, I don't think, ever kept games multi-plat. But they were able to, for some reason, just fly right through with 7 studios over the past year, including Bungie and Destiny, with just, oh yeah, sure, we'll keep it multi-plat. I mean, apparently they're allowed to kind of do that, which I thought was kind of funny. But then on the other hand, you have this to where they're trying to get it so the game, they're saying, hey, 10 years at least, with no intention to pull it off. And nobody has brought up Minecraft, right? Like, Minecraft was a game that there's literally no kind of binds or contract to that holding it to anybody. They just do it because that makes sense. It's a popular game, and I feel it's the same way for like Call of Duty. Like, we should be seeing Call of Duty everywhere. It just makes sense. A game that makes over $1 billion in a week is going to be huge for the company. Why would you cut that out? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you degrade the quality? Again, none of that stuff makes sense. It's absolutely asinine to believe that any of that would be the problem. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it just absolutely when you look at this from the outside, you go, okay, well, I'm kind of surprised actually that they would go ahead and do this, knowing that once it's in a court of law, you can present the case and the facts. Because what you have basically with this is there's not really anybody, I believe, under oath or anything like that. It's just people kind of, here's our complaint, here's this, blah, 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 here's our solution. But in a court of law, everybody has to wait and see the facts. And I think that's going to be the big deciding factor in this for Microsoft. And obviously, they have a lot of reasons to be confident in this. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe, rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap gamer out.